Well, welcome to another episode of Cooking in the Community Kitchen, where we cook delicious recipes and have flavorful conversations. My name is Judy Anderson, and I'm so pleased to be your host today, and thank you for tuning in. We are celebrating Canada Day, and who better to join me today than my office roommate and our youth coordinator for the community kitchen, Lucy Trevino. So welcome so much.
Thank
I am
you so much
thrilled to
for
have
having
you come. So you know what? I go back a long ways to the I Love Lucy show, and I truly love Lucy. She is just a beautiful spirit inside and out, and like I say, I have the fortune of sharing an office with her, and when she gets this beautiful mail from all these students that she has touched, she sometimes will share that with me, and it really is such a beautiful thing. So we are going to get started. Like I said, we're going to celebrate Canada Day. Cauliflower pizza, I know, might not be in your past traditions for celebrating Canada Day, but we hope maybe we'll switch you around. We know that there's beans. We have in our set, we've got roasting marshmallows, hot dogs, all those good things, maybe even some fireworks. But today we're going to use another ingredient from our Good Food box, and it is cauliflower pizza. So these beautiful heads of cauliflower are going to be in the Good Food boxes over the next 3 weeks. And whether you use a hand grater, like this fellow that I had over here a minute ago, or a food processor, it isn't going to really matter. The food processor, it's not near as messy, I can tell you that. And so what we put in was 3 cups of the raw cauliflower. We microwaved it for 5 minutes, and we cooled it. And now we're just about then going to assemble our crust. So if you would be my lovely Lucy and beat up those eggs for me, please. So what we want to really, I think, showcase today is our Tummy Tamer program that will start right after Canada Day.
Yeah, we are planning to start the program on July 4th, and it will run until August 26th, so over the summer months. We actually had to modify the program a couple of years ago when COVID started, just to be able to keep feeding children in the schools. Like during we also have another program, or school program is called Superstars, where I go to many different schools in Calgary, and we teach about the importance of eating healthy, and all the benefits that we get when we eat healthy. And when COVID started, we had to cancel all representation. So we saw the need in these kids, in their families, when school shut down, because many of these children, they rely on school feeding programs. So we will get emails and calls from teachers and principals asking if we can bring snacks to the school so the families can pick them up over there. So we saw the need of food in the schools that we were at. And that's why we decided to create this wonderful program. Change it a little bit, because we couldn't do hot meals anymore. Years ago, Tummy Tamers program, what we used to do is to cook hot meals from this kitchen and then go to different sites around the city and deliver hot meals to kids that were part of the summer program with the city of Calgary. So when we couldn't do that anymore, we decided to modify the program a little bit, and now we're doing food hampers. This year, Judy, we're planning to serve over 900 families from July 4th to August 26th. So yeah, we're very excited. This will be our 3rd year doing the program. With the hampers, and the families that we serve, they are really, really grateful, because I know that for some of them, the summer months are the most difficult.
Yes. Well, I think when Lucy says 900 families, it does truly break our heart to think that that's what the need is. And I know that I have so many people ask me, well, where are you going to get all those hungry kids from? And it just seems like, oh my goodness, please, open your eyes to realize that these hungry kids are in our own backyards, right? And so I think that that's kind of a concept that people also find hard, is that there is that need, like I say, in our own backyard. And so Lucy just works tirelessly then with the schools and with the social workers at the school then to have these children and their families come forward, because I think when we look at it too, we know that hungry children come from hungry families, yes. Right? Yes. And that's the part that's also, I think, just extremely touching, is that it isn't just one, it doesn't affect just one, it affects the whole family. So I'm going to just go back to the recipe here for a moment. So I've got 3 cups of the cooked cool cauliflower. I've added 1 good tablespoon of this Italian seasoning. Lucy has beaten up for me 2 eggs. And then now I am going to add 2 tablespoons of the grated Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to add 2 generous tablespoons, I will say. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of the mozzarella cheese. So we're just going to want to make this just chopped full of flavors, a great way to utilize the cauliflower. I guess I also say to people, well, if you make your cauliflower is a big head, you can easily make 2 pizzas, and or otherwise perhaps make it into cauliflower rice, which is another incredible vegetarian dish. I like to just start with some onions and some garlic and some peppers and throw in the cauliflower and maybe add some feta cheese or black olives or whatever you have, just to make it a really, really nice, tasty treat for your family. So I think that this is actually looking really quite good. So I'm just going to get my hands right in here because I am hands-on, and I think we're just going to put this on. So Lucy, I am using these little cookie sheets, or maybe it is a pizza pan, but that is perforated, because it really does help the crust to get just that extra nice little crispiness on it. If you don't have these, it's not necessary to go and buy one, but it will just help your pizza be a little crisper, I believe. But the sheet pan will work just as well. Do put some parchment on, because that will help get the pizza off. And we are going to flip the pizza, turn it over halfway, and the parchment will really help you be able to do that. So why don't you just join in with me, and this will kind of take us back to our youth, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe it's mud pies, but now it's cauliflower, right? And we're just going to put that on the pan and even it out nicely. And then, oh, it does smell good, doesn't it? So this is to take away from those thoughts in your mind that cauliflower smells bad, because it is a little bit of a strong vegetable. But we've got this beautiful cauliflower, and then I am going to just take and brush it loosely with some olive oil, and then we're going to pop this in the oven. And that's a preheated oven at 425, and we're going to go for about that 8 to 10 minutes. And this, of course, really depends on your oven. I know that when I was doing this at home, my oven seems to be a little hotter, and the ovens here seem to be a little bit slower, but we are going to be all ready then to pop this into the oven. So here we go. All right. And if you're going to be my timer girl, that will be just fantastic. I think you will all agree with me that the past 2 years have been filled with many challenges, and never before have we seen so many Calgarians, 1 in 10, face the tough decision between paying rent or purchasing groceries. The Community Kitchen has provided the Good Food Box program for 20 plus years, and this program offers boxes of fresh fruits and vegetables at affordable pricing, up to 50% less than the retail. Plus, you are supporting local, our non-for-profit Community Kitchen, as well as our produce wholesalers. Please take a moment to check out our website, ckpcalgary.ca, to order your Good Food Box from a depot close to your home or your work. And for further information on the Community Kitchen, please give us a call. Together, we can reduce hunger in our city. From our CKP family to you and yours, thank you for your support. So at about our 10-minute mark, you do want to just see if you can flip your pizza over. I did cheat a little bit. I had one extra pan, and I literally flipped it all over, peeled back the parchment, and then we gave it about another 5 minutes to get it nice and brown. And it does end up looking a little rustic, and myself, I love it, that it doesn't have to look all perfect. It can be just like that. I think we should have a little taste, though. We don't want to think that, we're going to poison Oliver and Brighton here or any of our other people that enjoy this pizza with us.
Really good.
It does. It's got really, really nice flavor. Pardon me for speaking with my mouth full. Anyway, so we're going to start with a simple pizza sauce. And so what I did was take a bottle of spaghetti sauce that had basil in. I mixed it with a little bit of the tomato paste, and then to kind of bring all those flavors back together, I used about a teaspoon of the Italian seasoning again in there, and that's what we're going to do. So what about if I start with the pizza sauce here on yours, and you know what? I think we'll just even spread it with this. Why not? We don't want to have a lot of dirty dishes, because if we're doing this also when we're camping, we might be short on water and whatever. Do you like lots of pizza sauce or not so much, or what's your take?
Oh, yeah, lots.
Lots? Oh, okay. Well, that's my girl. All right. Well, we'll just put lots on there. And then, you know what? This is just also a bit of a free-for-all. What do you decide to put on your pizza? And so I hope that you will just take liberties. We've got a little bit of pancetta in there, and that came into our spins program, and some mushrooms. We always want to be so grateful to H&W that are our produce sponsors for our cooking episode. And so anyway, thank you to them for the tomatoes and the mushrooms, etc., and the beautiful cauliflower. So just whatever you want, and here's some hot chilies. Oh. And of course, you'll become a real number one with Oliver, our videographer, if you use lots of hot chilies. Because I should have found maybe some jalapenos for you, but anyways, we are going to just make up these pizzas, and then we're going to just really, really enjoy. So tell me about your favorite place, or maybe a favorite memory for yourself for Canada Day, how you celebrated Canada Day.
Well, I remember when we came here, Judy, 13 years ago.
Okay.
We used to go downtown, and it was like a huge celebration going on there.
Okay.
We used to enjoy taking the kids and just sitting there and wait for the fireworks.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
There is something magical about fireworks, isn't there?
Yes. And now lately my kids are a little bit older, so what we do on Canada Day is we go camping.
Go camping.
Yes.
Excellent.
We enjoy it. Very much.
Well, we are heading out to Fairmont Hot Springs. That has been our go-to place for many, many years. And it is wonderful because they have incredible fireworks out there as well. And my nieces and great-nieces are joining us. And so it's kind of a family reunion time, as well as just a time to celebrate life together. Because I think that that's probably what we've missed the most in these COVID years, is just having family life.
Yes.
And I will go back to the kitchen, how much that I love that we really are a family at the kitchen, because we've got Lucy from Mexico, we've got Alfredo from El Salvador, we've got John R., we've got two Johns, John R. from the Philippines. And so it's just this beautiful collaboration of family and all these beautiful backgrounds. And we celebrate each other in a beautiful way, and we learn from each other all these beautiful traditions. And I'm hoping at one point Lucy will come back and maybe just teach us the real thing on some lovely Mexican food too. So I'm waiting. I'm going to hold you to that. So on mine, I'm going to sort of do a bit of a take on a margarita pizza. I'm going to cheat and use these little bocconcini slices. I'm going to put this on there. And here's some mozzarella cheese too. Just feel free to put as much as you want. I'm going to just put these around here. I guess if I was really creative, I'd try to make this look like a flag, but that's maybe not going to happen today. And then we're going to add that, and I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. And I'm going to save the basil, I think, for just as it comes out of the oven. We'll be cheese girls here. Yeah, the hand in the bag is working way better than trying to pull this out. We are also excited as a staff to be involved this next week in helping create some of these beautiful hampers, and we'll have a close-up after a while to see what the families are really going to be receiving. Because it was interesting in our first COVID summer when we were able to give out toilet paper.
Yeah.
Wow, people's eyes, like food is one thing, but toilet paper, this was a really, really big deal.
Yes.
So anyways, that looks absolutely delicious. All right. So we're going to pop these into the oven until our cheese melts, and then we're going to just have a time to enjoy and celebrate together. Well, we've got our pizzas out of the oven, and we also have another special guest joining us today, our friend and co-worker, Anna Manzik. And Anna is the Calgary's cooking coordinator, and so she is also just team lead with Lucy on creating this Tummy Tamer program. So we thank you for joining us as well. And I think we're just going to sit in and sit down and have a bite, right?
Sure.
So let's do it.
All right, sounds good to me.
So Lucy, if you will do us the pleasure of serving us up a little bit of pizza, would be great. Oh, you're doing a fine job. I can tell you've cut pizza for a family for a long time. Oh, goodness.
Why don't you use the pizza cutter? Yeah.
There we go.
Good idea. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're not just a pretty face, you're handy to have on set, too.
Every once in a while,
That's what we like. Absolutely. Oh, well, you know, my hat really goes off to you gals as all the prep, because I think what people don't see when they drive up to pick up this amazing hamper is all the time and the energy and the work that goes put into registering these families, into working then with the Food Banks Alberta, Food Banks Canada, our local food bank. We've got Sparks Eggs and After the Bell, all of these people that have made these incredible generous donations to us so that we can put the hampers together. And I think that I would like you to share what the need is, what we're still in need of, and then maybe your most tender moment when giving one of these hampers to somebody just really tugged at your heart a little bit?
Well, I think one of the biggest needs that we definitely see and definitely still need to keep filling is things like milk, and as well as kid snacks that kids would really like, so kid friendly, sort of with a healthy bent attached to it. And I know for a story that kind of really collected why we actually do what we do with Tummy Tamers is last summer we had a woman who came and picked up. She was new to the program, and she was absolutely floored at the size of the hamper, what was in the hamper, and she was to the point where she was actually in tears,
Right.
because she was so grateful for everything. And it's stuff like that. Like, obviously you don't want to see people in any kind of suffering.
No.
And it can be very humbling,
Right.
to receive food and stuff like that. But at the same time, it really felt like, okay, yes, all of this work.
All this hard work is paid off. Yes.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, all of our families are incredibly appreciative and everything,
Right.
but that just really stuck out.
Yeah.
Because it was like, wow, like what we did is we just put a few things together and here you go. And she was just absolutely floored away. Yeah.
Oh. Well, have a bite of your pizza, and then I would just love to hear your story as well, Lucy.
Yeah, no, like Anna said, like when we see how the families are grateful for what we give, yeah, that's the reason why we do it. And we're so happy and so glad to be able to make a change, to make an impact, to be able to help these families in any way. I know that, we all have difficult times, but it's always good to know about agencies like our organization, Community Kitchen, that can help you when you need it.
That's right. And the girls also are so good about putting together a whole kind of a pamphlet, an information brochure to show other agencies where these people can reach out, what the helpline numbers, the emergency numbers, and so that people, that if the hampers fill one little spot of their lives, but there are still a few little missing puzzle pieces, then they know where to go and to look for that extra help. And I think a lot of times that is people's biggest problem. They have a need, but there's, you go and try to search, there's such a plethora of agencies and people to help, but they don't even know where to start. And most of it goes back to that humbling experience where we just have to admit that we need help.
Absolutely. And I also think too, it can be very overwhelming for people to, okay, what is it that I need? Where do I go? What do I even don't know? I don't even know where to go to even find this kind of information.
Right.
And it's always very humbling to do a program like this and to recognize that the need is so great, and doing little simple things that maybe we take for granted can have a huge impact on somebody.
Yes.
So my mantra has always been, especially with the last 2 years, is yes, of course you want to be kind to people, but also to be gentle.
Yes, exactly.
Because everybody's dealing with something.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And I think that that's the truth too, is that everybody has a story, and we don't know what that story is until we dig a little deeper. And probably my most touching moment was about 4 years ago, where I was actually at a park and play site, and we were giving the hot meals at that point. Before, of course, this is pre-COVID, and this one young fellow, he grabbed his hot lunch, and he looked up at me, and his eyes were just kind of swimming, and he says, "Oh, thank you so much, thank you so much." And then the line kind of dispersed a bit, and then he came back and he says, would you happen to have an extra that I could take home to my mother? And so at that point, I'm totally puddle-eyed. And I said to my coworker that day, Clark, I said, you know, is it possible for us to actually give him one of these extra meals? And he sort of, he gave me the look like, okay, maybe there's time to do it and then ask for forgiveness later. And so I did. I motioned to the young fella to come over, and he had a hoodie, and he put it sort of in the front of his hoodie, and away he went. And he just, you know, he said, you know, you'll never know what this means to him as well, then to be able to take that lunch back to his mom later on. So
Yeah, absolutely.
well, I think that this is a pretty good pizza. I can taste those beautiful chilies, Lucy.
My mouth is a little bit on fire, not gonna lie. But it's very good. Very, very good. I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to just take a moment then, and we are going to toast to our Canada Day and our celebration. I think from our community kitchen family to you and yours, we wish you, number one, a safe and healthy Canada Day, however you're celebrating. And we hope that you will maybe just reflect and review on the programs of the community kitchen, that it is our desire to be able to fill these hampers with the milk, the dairy, extra items. So we need your donations and your help in any way, shape, or form. So thank you so much. Well, here's to a happy Canada Day. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, girls.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
We look forward to having you tune in to our next episode of Cooking in the Community Kitchen. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sunday Nordine, CEO of Community Kitchen. Thank you for watching this episode of Cooking in the Community Kitchen. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a recipe. And if you'd like to learn more about our programs or would like to make a donation, please visit us at ckpcalgary.ca.